plane.
Are you?
My wife and I canceled the Bronco and we bought this Fiat Gladiator, as a lot of people on the internet like to call it. And you know what? Do you want to tell them why we bought a Fiat Gladiator? Just the best you can.
We bought this so I can have a daily driver that can also be our family wheeling vehicle that can fit all of the car seats and our kids.
That's right. There's not a lot of vehicles that check all the boxes, and this purchase was huge for us. Don't get it twisted. You're thinking, man, Nate just bought a second brand new vehicle. We're hurting. I mean, you can feel all those car payments, and we're very frugal with our money. And so this was a big decision for us, and we've been talking about it for like 5 or 6 months. We want a family wheeler. We want something that gets good fuel economy. This is the diesel, so this is going to get almost 3 times better fuel economy than the Land Rover she drives right now. We want it to have like modern safety standards, and it has to be able to check all these boxes. And when we went to Moab as a family was that March? April. In April, we borrowed a friend of mine, George's Diesel Diesel Wrangler, and it was on 40s, and she daily drove it for a week with the kids, and she found that it was a completely reliable, practical family car. Do you want to talk about that for a second?
It was a reliable car, but it even though it was on 40s, it was still really easy to get the kids in the car seats, and we were still also able to take it out on 2 full day trips wheeling, and it did fantastic. So
it's exactly right. It was able to check all the boxes, and there's very few vehicles on the market that come with a factory roll cage. You can get, the fuel economy of this truck, have all the power that this truck has, and so easily put it on 40s to where, on 40s, you can drive this to Moab, have fun at Moab, and drive it home and still be able to take it to church or to the gym or grocery store or whatever. It's just amazing how practical these are. So anyway, I've got big build plans for this, which I want to get into, but first we need to take this home. We bought this out of state because we could save an extra couple grand by buying it out of state and bringing it into state. So we are on our way home to Tacoma, and once we get home, I'm going to pull this into the shop, and we're just going to walk around it and talk about all the reasons, or actually, we already just talked about the reasons why I bought it. I want to talk about what our build plan is for this, how often you can plan on seeing it on the channel, and just all that kind of stuff. Ramble warning. We've got a lot of information to cover. I'm going to talk about this, but I want to talk about this Gladiator. I want to talk about my high horsepower TDI build. I want to talk about all this stuff that you guys have been asking me about. When is Nate going to build that Toyota Tacoma? Let's address it all right now. So first off, we canceled the Bronco. I love the Bronco. I love the idea of the Bronco. I hate that I couldn't get information about the Bronco. It does front digs forward. How does it do that? Is it a gear-driven transfer case? Is it a chain-driven transfer case? Is there some sort of mechanism that unlocks the front portion? No one really had any good answers, and it was hard for me to find online. So it's like, okay, I guess that's just a gamble you have to take with a brand new platform, right? I also didn't like that no one had any real information on the size of the front shafts. It's just too new, which made me very apprehensive. But the straw that broke the camel's back is I won't get one for another year probably. I still couldn't get a build date out of the dealers, so we canceled it and we bought a Fiat truck. So I don't care that people call these Fiats. I think that when you call it a Fiat or a Jeep, it's a great off-road rig. It doesn't matter. So we bought one. There it is. Diesel. The Diesel's a new platform. Speaking of new platforms, so if it's good, I'm going to tell you. If it's not good, I'm going to tell you. If I blow a turbo, or who knows, the transmission goes out, you guys are all going to know. This Jeep doesn't pay me, so neither does Toyota. And you found out how my feelings are on that. So anyway, the build plans are 39s for stage 1. Stage 1 is going to be 39s. We're going to use the stock axles. We're just going to modify them a little bit to handle the heavier tire, just like lower gearing and some stuff like that. This is going to be a very fast build, and the reason for that is because I didn't buy this for YouTube. I bought this for family. So I'm going to share the build process with you guys in a very quick, like 1 or 2 episode series where we're gonna put it on 40s and go and enjoy it. But seriously, I didn't buy this to get clicks. YouTube is saturated with Gladiator content. They don't need me building one too. But I built it because it checks so many boxes, and it is so much better than so many other options on the market. It's easy to put 39s on these and have it be such a functional car in every situation. So that is the plan here. We're gonna do bolt-on bumpers. We're gonna modify some skid plates to work and whatnot. But for the most part, this is just gonna be a short series that I'm gonna share with those of you that care. Those of you that are looking for me to get back to all this fabrication stuff, that is what this other Gladiator is gonna be. We are definitely going to be working on this Gladiator. It just keeps getting pushed back, but I don't want to push it back anymore because I'm combining 2 of the big projects that I'm passionate about, this truck and the high horsepower TDI build, and we're going to mash those into one. So I have most of what I need to start the engine build. Hopefully when I get back from this big trip, I'm going on a cross-country trip, and hopefully when I get back, I'll have the parts I need to build the engine. I already have a transmission, I already have an adapter, the clutch is on the way, so things are coming together. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna build the high horsepower engine, bolt it up to the transmission, get that whole package done, and then we'll start working on the truck itself. We're gonna pull the entire drivetrain out, and we're gonna make this a legit off-roader. I loved the idea of this being a low buck truck, but we're at a point now where that can't happen anymore. So I had to make a choice, and the choice is wheeler. We're gonna make it a legit wheeler. And I love the idea of having an old blue Gladiator and a new blue Gladiator, both diesel. It's so rad. I know that some of you Jeep guys are gonna love seeing both of these on the trail together. I think it's gonna be so fun. Now, the Toyota, I am so angry with that situation with the Toyota. It sucks because I have been waiting for parts for so long to build it, but it's just the way it is. So if all the parts are here for the Toyota, whenever I get back from my trip, we will do the Toyota. And it's gonna be on 37s. I already have wheels. I don't have tires yet, but I have wheels, gears, lockers. I have the shocks and coilovers now. I'm just waiting on some other stuff. I'm still waiting on my front fenders and rear bedsides. And anyway, there's just a lot of stuff that still needs to show up for that. So when it shows up, we're gonna finally build that Toyota. But realistically, I think that what's gonna happen, Jeep parts are easier to get than Toyota parts. It's just the reality. I think that I'm gonna come back from our big trip cross country, and I think that all the parts are gonna be here for this, and we're gonna knock this series out, and I think I'll still probably be waiting on Toyota parts. So if that's the case, we're gonna start the high horsepower build on this truck, and then whenever the Toyota stuff shows up, we'll just kind of juggle between those 2 projects. Also, when I come back, I miss rock crawling. We're gonna do some rock crawling. I wanna get the TJ back out on the trail. I know I've been messing around with, you can't see behind you, but there's a Mini Cooper, you're sitting on a Mini Cooper almost. And I've been messing with a bunch of other stuff that's just been for me. I just really enjoy some of these projects. We're gonna get back to heavy fab. We do have some more bolt-on stuff in the future, but it's just because it's for the family. So it's just the reality. I want it done quick. All the stuff that we're not gonna get done quick is gonna basically be going into this Gladiator. I am so excited to finally get this thing running and driving. And the goal, I don't know if this is gonna be realistic, but the goal is to get this to Easter Jeep Safari next year. And so when I go to Easter Jeep Safari, I will bring my Gladiator on 40s. And then whenever, a few weeks later, when I return to Moab with my family to have our little Moab family vacation that we do every year, we're gonna take my wife's Gladiator, you know? So I'm sure you guys can see why this is all enticing for me. I think that's it. I'm gonna be, the stuff that I'm gonna be recording for you guys is gonna be spotty over the next 5 weeks or so. I'm gonna really try to unplug from this 7-day-a-week job that is social media and YouTube and all that, and I'm just gonna hug the crap out of my kids and my wife, and I'm gonna really try to connect with them and do hikes with them and just be present, because it takes a lot of your energy to do this job, and I want to unplug from it. So we will have some updates from the road. We're going to do some videos from the road. There's some really cool people along the way that I'm going to do videos with that I can't wait to share with you guys. But there might be some weeks where you won't get a video out of me. I'm just going to be trying to be a person for a little while. And then when I come back, it's going to be heavy work. We're going to just be banging on all cylinders, and we're going to get a bunch of these projects wrapped up. And for those of you that are here because you like all the Land Rover content, that's what you're gonna see for like the next 5 weeks. When I do make videos, we're hauling that behind our RV, cross country as a family, and so the RV is the mothership, and when we get to the destination, we pull that off the trailer and we go have fun. We're gonna camp out of it, we're gonna wheel it, and you'll see in the videos, we're gonna start real easy, test these parts, and as we get more comfortable with it, we're gonna start wheeling with it a little bit more, and hopefully by the end of it, you'll see us I hope you will see us at Overland Expo in Colorado. We'll see if our schedule works out that way, and then I'll collaborate with some other channels, and we'll go out and do some killer overland content. And then when I get back, it's back to rock crawling. I miss it. So anyway, ramble is over. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you look forward to all these weird builds that I'm into, and I hope that you enjoy the content we have coming up all the way through, well, I guess all the way through till EJS of next year. So if you do like it, thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff. And if you want to help support the channel, you go to our website, thedirtlifestyle.com. We have t-shirts, hats, all that kind of stuff that you see all these YouTubers always promoting as our merch. And then we have a link to our Patreon account there as well. We're doing a few Patreon meetups on this trip across country. So for those of you that are Patreon supporters, thank you so much. I cannot wait to meet you in person. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm at Dirt Lifestyle. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm at Dirt Lifestyle Nate. We'll see you next time.